Okay, so I'm about to start work on the Ditton 25s that Ben sent here. So previously I've stripped down this one. I'll strip down the other one now because I need to get a load of glue on the cabinets. Let that go off and hard. While that's drying, I can get on with tidying up the drivers, rebuilding the crossovers, testing all the drivers as well, making sure everything's good. Yeah, and then once the glue's gone off, I can paint the backs, sand them, paint the fronts. So first things first, get them stripped down. Right, so absolutely everything has been stripped out now. So we now have our two bare cabinets, and I've vacuumed them out as well. So what I'm going to do is run round all the corners with Gorilla Glue, work that in, let it soak into the chipboard and bond it all back up again. And then I will also flip the cabinets over and go round the joint here, because you can see where it's broken open, to sort of seal this up as well. And then this will get sanded and painted black at the end. So will the baffles. So yeah, let's get some glue in. Okay, so that's all the internal corners gone over with glue. In an ideal world, you'd take the cabinet apart and then re-glue everything, but you'd absolutely destroy the cabinet because a lot of it is still nice and solid. So a lot of this is just kind of belt and braces. This glue dries clear. But yeah, if you're going to do it, this works well. Right, so I'm now going around the back of the speakers, and as the glue sinks into the crack, I go over it with a brush to get more in there. So we work in as much as we can, and that will lock it up. But I don't know if you can see it on the camera. We got all these little holes, that one in particular, and they are woodworm. They're woodworm holes. There we go, you see one there. These darker bits are soft, so I think they are the worm as well. So I think I've got some treatment somewhere which I had to use in the garage, so I'll put a bit on there. The other one doesn't seem to have anything like that. So yeah, I've seen it before. It's pretty rare though. There we go. slap it on there. Yeah, right, let's do the other one. Right, so the back has had a couple of coats of black. I'm waiting for that to dry. That's why it's looking a bit glossy and patchy at the moment. And whilst I was sanding the back, I normally like to do the bottoms to see how the rest of the veneer is going to sand up, because the bottoms are always the part of the speaker that's had the most abuse, scratches and things as they've been moved around. And yeah, I've gone quite hard at that, and most of the scratches and things have come out. So that's good for the rest of the cabinet. Yeah, so I think when they're sanded, they're going to come up really nicely. So the fronts have all been painted, so I can get the drivers in. I always paint the back before I sand, because the paint will roll round, as you can see there. So then it gives me a really nice paint edge when I sand. So yeah, they're coming along. All the drivers have all been cleaned. I won't put rubber treatment on the suspensions until they're in the speaker, back in the cabinets I should say. Obviously I do both sides of the suspension, can only do one side of each side of the passive base radiator. Yeah, so once I've finished handling them, the last thing they'll get is some rubber treatment. Crossovers are done, they're in, just to get them out of the way, so progress is being made. It's seriously hot today, and the workshop has a tin roof. So as you can imagine, it gets a bit scorchio in here. So that's the bottom, so it's still got a few marks in it, but I can't really go any deeper. Getting a bit ahead of myself here. There we go. So the cabinets have been sanded down to 400 grit. I find that's ideal for when you're going to oil them. I just want to get one coat on them today, and I can leave them and recoat them tomorrow. And then I think cabinet wise everything's done. don't think these have been sanded before. I think the tops have. Yeah, difficult to tell sometimes. You always have to kind of assume they have been and then just sand pretty carefully. Right, I think that's where I'm going to leave it today. It's too bloody hot in here. I started really early as well, so I've kind of got my day in. So yeah, they've been put back together. So we've painted the back after gluing it. So the cabinets have been glued completely. The back sanded and painted. The front baffles masked up and painted. The cabinets sanded and one coat of oil on there now. Crossovers have been rebuilt, drivers and everything are back in. I won't rubber treat these until I finish the work and give everything a clean up. New binding posts on the back. So yeah, a couple more coats of oil, treat the rubbers, they're done. And then we have the covers down there to do. Right, that'll do for now.